Are you ready to trust in the Lord?
Peace. My name is Elijah Lewis. I'm one of the deacons of the church. I want to thank Pastor for this opportunity to speak to y'all today. I want to talk about where have I been and where am I now. In 2007, Pastor put me in a group, the Middle East group. I wasn't appreciative of what he was doing. The meetings he had us in, he was talking about being righteous men of the church, being leaders in the community and owners of businesses, and I wasn't appreciate what he was doing. I wasn't appreciative of putting Captain LaFleur as the captain of the group. I didn't understand Captain LaFleur at that time, so I wouldn't pay attention to what he was saying. He was just instructing me, and I didn't like criticism. I was just being lazy, actually. There was only three things I loved doing at that time was eating, sleeping, and watching TV. And it affected my work, where I did my job, and when I went to school. I attended BMCC for a couple of semesters. I attended class late. I didn't do the work. I slept in the back. I didn't participate in group projects. And that, looking back now, it was disgusting. I didn't like what I did back then. I didn't appreciate when Captain LaFleur was telling me my grade was bad, which it was. It was like a couple of D's, 1 C+, 1 C-, and then when Pastor was talking to me, I didn't listen. I really didn't listen when Pastor was talking to me. I didn't appreciate him, Pastor Sin and Captain Ford, talk to me about my working habits. They all were trying to help me, and I refused to listen. I was just wanted to do the three things I love doing. I didn't even love doing my talents, which was drawing and art. I threw that away. I just I didn't want to do this. I just wanted to eat, sleep, and watch TV. When around 2010, I was going downhill. I didn't really care about nothing. My looks. I had bad hygiene. I just didn't care. I was slothful. That spirit just grew and grew, and the more people talked to me, the less I listened. I would say I hear you, but I wasn't really listening to them. That's what when young people say I hear you, they're not really paying attention. They're not listening. They're not hearing your heart. They just want you to just stop talking. So I was like that. When Pastor gave me so many opportunities to improve myself, and I refused to. I wasn't consistent. 1 week I'll do good, and next week I'm like, I'm tired. Just go back to what I was doing. I would just go back to sleeping in the pews, or when I go to school, I'll sleep in the back, and professors would try to help me, and I refused to listen. They told me to go to tutoring. I refused to go to tutoring. We had teachers in the school, like Sister Bennett and Elder LaFleur, who was good in English and math, and I refused to ask them for help. I didn't want to do it. I was just good at coasting, and that's what I did from high school. I just coasted. I do just about good enough for people to get off my back, but I would not push myself to the limit. I was just just stay in the middle. Don't go too far, because then you expect to have more responsibilities. I didn't want that much responsibility. I'm the oldest of my other siblings, and I really didn't want responsibility watching them either. My sister Hallelujah all my siblings went to Hallelujah, and I really didn't act like the oldest of the group. So around 2010, I got kicked out of the Middle East. I got kicked out of the church, and then a big hole was missing. But at the time, I didn't know what was missing. So when I went to other jobs, I performed all right, but it wasn't wasn't my A game. I would do my work, that's it, and go home. One manager named John, I forgot his last name, John, well, he tells us to call him John. He would try to tell me to, like, you're a pretty smart kid. You just need to, like, push yourself, do some work. Like, if you see anything wrong, just do it and then tell me what you did. And I was like, all right. I would do it for one day and then go back to doing my usually 9 to 5 and just go home. And if John, if you out there, I want to apologize because you was telling me to just push myself and I did not listen to. After that, I dropped out of school. I always tell people, school thing not for me. I can't do it. So I just go back to work and didn't even think about going back to school. I had like the worst grades, so when I went to check for my transcript a couple of years ago, I really laughed. I'm like, this really was bad. I was surprised Captain didn't kick me out of the church sooner. I tried to go to parties. Was for me. I went to a couple of clubs. It was for me. I didn't. It's too dark. First of all, it's overrated. People go there to listen to music. It's too loud. They want to talk to you. I'm like, yeah, this is not for me. I tried marijuana twice, and that's overrated. I don't know why it's so popular in the black community today. It's like, it seems like everybody's smoking at the age of 10 right now, and it's overrated. You get dizzy, get paranoid. First time I tried it, I took the train home, and it felt like I was on a roller coaster, and I was like, this is not for me. The reason why I was trying that because I was looking for something. Something I lost, because when I come to church, within those years, I was sitting in the back. The only reason I came because to get my parents from the back. You need to come to church. You need to listen. But I was like, I'll just come, and I'll be on my phone, not paying attention. And then I stopped giving tithes and offering, which is really sinful and bad. I don't know why I did it. And just looking back now, I'm really disgusted with myself that I stopped giving tithes and offering. I didn't know it was a blessing to give my tithes and offering back then, but I just stopped. Pastor would talk to me occasionally, but at that time, I still wasn't listening. I would say just yes and just go back to my business. When he said my life was wretched, I'm like, man, I'm doing okay. I probably need to go level, but I still wasn't listening. And that's the problem that I have, and I see like some of the young kids have. They just don't listen. They don't like criticism. I see it in school today. They don't like criticism. They think you're being mean, but you honestly just tell them the truth, and the truth hurts. So I understand what they come from, but I understand that it helps listening to the truth and somebody telling you the truth, it will improve your life, and that criticism is like the best thing to happen to anyone. The thing I was looking for when I was still technically out the church, I was still seeking something. I tried drinking, maybe that would give me some fill this hole, but it wasn't. And the thing I was missing was peace. I would come here and just be in the back, not talking to anyone. Once service in, I will go back, just go back to my business. And that peace of coming here is like the best thing. And I'm glad I have it. I got it back. But at the time around 2013, 2014, after trying mostly everything and finding out there's useless and nothing out there, and then I wanted to improve my life a little bit, I wanted to come back to the church, but I didn't want to tell pastor because I think action speaks louder than words. And if I tell Pastor I want to come back, he probably wouldn't listen because he probably think I'll probably be lying. So opportunity came to do the church sign. At first I didn't, too busy, but something told me to just do it. Don't complain about it, just do it. So I started doing it, and these other floor was like corrected because sometimes I misspell words, and I didn't tell them like, well, it looked fine to me. I just did it, started listening, and then one time Pastor was talking about the men in the East and how we wasn't appreciative of him and that he took us everywhere and we weren't listening. So I listened to that service, and then I'll go back to the old YouTube channels and look at the old video archives and just start binge watching all the services from a couple years and just really sitting down and listen. And one night I started praying, and I told myself, like, he's telling the truth. He's right about mostly everything, about Obama. He's right about Trump now. So I started giving my tithes. I just gave what I had, but it wasn't like willingly given. And I gave not offering, I just gave just something, but he started to like kick people out of the church, and I didn't want to be the one kicked out because I wanted to be the older brother to Israel. I see them always going to Hallelujah because at the time I was selfish. I didn't give them Christmas gift and birthday gifts. They all go to Hallelujah, which was, I wasn't mad, but now I'm looking at just wanted to be the older brother because, yeah, if you know Hallelujah, she takes charge. So I wanted to be a leader. I'm the oldest brother. I wanted to be a leader. So I started doing okay in my job. I got a little bit of raises, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. And then one service, Pastor was talking about going to a higher level. The whole week, just going to a higher level. And one Sunday, we was doing the banisters of the Project Greenlight, and Elder Hartfield told me that I needed a career. I need to go to school. And that time I wasn't paying really, like, school's not for me, because everybody said that why you go back to school. I'm like, school's not for me. I probably won't do well in it. And then around March, around my birthday, when I was turning 28 or 27, Captain LaFleur, who I want to thank for, I look at Captain LaFleur as a brother. I just didn't understand Captain LaFleur because he was so analytical about everything. He wanted everything to be set right, perfect. And I'm like, man, just do it, just walk, just do your job. But he wanted everything to be perfect. And I look at Captain LaFleur now as a brother because I'm almost like that way when it comes to my schoolwork and my job. When I do projects, I want everything to be right. I want people to speak up, to have the PowerPoints, right font, color, right subject, topic. So I understand Captain LaFleur, and he's like my older brother now. So when somebody talk about him, you're talking about me, and we're going to be in a fight. The Middle East back then didn't appreciate Captain LaFleur. I understand why they didn't, because they didn't understand him, but they should appreciate Captain LaFleur because he took his time with time away from his family to take us to movies and take us to Uno sometime, or just buy us like drinks, or just drive around. Took us to the Museum of Natural History, which is not cheap. And I want to thank Captain LaFleur. I appreciate him. I want to thank Captain Farr, I didn't listen back then, and he was just telling me just to be consistent. And now I'm consistent at my job in school. But Captain LaFleur told me at that time, like, you need to go back to school. you're almost 30 and you just working, you need a career. You need to use it, use your talents. And those who's like spiritual uppercuts, the OB would have just like, okay, but I listen, and that's the problem that some of us have. We don't want to listen, but I listen. So that same week, I applied to 2 schools. I think one was Baruch and one was Berkeley, but Baruch application system was closed at the time. So Berkeley said, okay, they said I was accepted. So I got in that week, and I start in that April 27th of 2017. So I was hesitant to go that first day because I always look back to I'm just not going to get to work. I'm not going to understand. I'm not going to do the stuff on time because I don't understand. But I prayed and I prayed and I prayed that night to just ask the Lord to open my mind. Give me understanding of the work. Get rid of that spirit of fear and just have that courage to just do it, consistency. And so that first semester I did all right. I got a couple A's and B's, but it wasn't good enough. And when I told Pastor my grades, he was like, "You need to do better, young man." I went, "My Lord, I thought, oh my God, I thought what are you talking about? It was better than my first semester, BNCC, but you need to do better, young man." I was like, "Oh, okay, that means I have to push myself harder." I went to tutoring every day. When I had math, I went to ATLAH Floor, the human calculator, and asked him to help me with my math work. I kept asking him, like, how you do this, and he was patient because I had to make up for like time. Cause when he used to teach me math, I wasn't paying attention. I did just enough, but I needed help. I think Sister Bennett, she read my papers, and I used to email papers, tons of papers, to have her proofread it, and she would send it back that same night. And I just want to thank you because Brenna's always working and seemed always tired. And she took her time to read my papers, which was like 4 to 5 pages, like every other week. So I want to thank her. I went to tutoring for like every subject, for economics, which I got an A in. English. When you start to push yourself, you learn some stuff about yourself. I learned that when one professor said I'm good at analyzing stories and writing down what the message within the stories is. One professor said that I'm good at organizing my PowerPoints, which shocked me because I was never organized. Even back in elementary and high school, my desk would be full of papers. And then I would ask my professors, like at the presentations or my paper, how can I improve this? What can I get better at? What conclusions I can add? What my thesis could be? How can I just improve? And they'd be shocked because usually a lot of kids today don't ask for criticism, and they'd be just like, "Where you learned this from? What school you went to?" So I would tell them who my pastor is, and they'd be shocked because usually they don't hear church having schools. But the second semester, I got on the D's list, which was shock to me. And then I told Pastor, I was just like, he's probably too busy. Well, I think Mitchell Foss sent him the email or somebody. I didn't want to tell him, but he found out. So I was proud of myself, but I could have done better. And then since then, I've been on the Dean list every year, every semester. I didn't go to the little Dean list celebrations. I would just be upstairs in the library, still doing my work. I didn't want to take the time out to just go down there and miss my work. I learned how to organize, like time management skills. I learned that from watching pastors. He does the mirror report. He watches the church. He hears from the Lord. He has to tend to his personal life. He has to make sure the building's okay, make sure the students is doing well. So I learned how he managed the church and how he sends people in authority positions to manage them, and he managed them while they managed the teachers and students, like Elder Floor. So I watched them for a while, and that's what I've been doing, especially if I've been put in charge of like the group projects. Well, I just take over because some of the students don't know what they're doing. So I'll just assign people to different parts of the assignment, give them a deadline, email me that project. If they don't do it, I will kick them out the group, and professor will be okay with it. So, and they'll be mad at me, but I don't care. I want this grade, and you just gonna hinder me from getting a good grade. I can't be happy with a B plus. I can't. I want to be better. So if I can get the highest grade, the A, then I'm gonna get that A. You just gonna hinder the group, and you can get an F on your own. So I watch pastor. So when teachers come to me, tell me that was a good project, I'm like, I like to thank pastor for teaching me. That's what I always tell them. My school experience now, a lot of kids that coming into school around 18, 20s, they don't believe in God. They call him Sky Genie, which when one student said that, I got heated. I was ready to like fight her because she called him Sky Genie, and then that the Old Testament is not needed. So I told him, like, where in the Bible, the New Testament, it says the Old Testament is null and void. That Jesus said in 21st century, everything in the Old Testament don't count no more, and they don't have an answer for it. They just said it's 2019, it's 2018. What does that mean? I do not know. They call me archaic, that I still believe in the Old Testament, but they don't want to go into hell, so I can just tell them, look at them, send them to the YouTube channel and watch past teaching, but I tell them how the ministry helped me, and I tell them my first experience, but they don't listen, so I guess I'm getting back what I did to the teachers here. I just really want to thank Pastor. He helped me. He helped my family. He helped me to become a leader. I don't like being pushed over. I'm not pushed over. Don't like to be pushed over. I like to take charge. If I give an assignment, I'll do it. Do it to the best. If I can improve it, then I will improve it. If I'm asked for criticism as to where can I improve it, how can I get better, I want to improve my life every day, and that's what I'm doing. I'm reading books now. Before I didn't read. The only thing I read back then was a TV Guide magazine to see what was on. I'm going to different leadership seminars. If I see one free leadership seminar, I'll go attend. I'm tracing back to my talents that I was wasting for like a good 5-6 years, and now I'm developing it. I'm looking at different artists, programs on YouTube tutorials. I'm asking my brother-in-law for help, and thank God for him, because he's been helping me looking at programs, different software. So I just want to thank Pastor, thank the church, thank the teachers, thank Hallelujah, thank Israel. I just want to thank them, because none of them gave up on me. They told me I can do it. I didn't believe it, but now I can see what they saw. I just want to thank them. I also want to thank Captain Lewis, my father. He will always tell me, just go find something to do at the church, help sweep or something. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. But now I come to church, like when I come here to do the sign, I'm like just happy to see everyone. Sometimes I have to go to work or school, and sometimes be dredging to leave because I see my brothers, I see my siblings all together, and I just be happy to see them. And so I just want to thank Pastor again, and peace.
This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.